everybody. My name is Iman, and I'm going to be speaking to you today on the importance of having women in technology. I wanted to thank the founder, Abubakar, that's invited me today from Blast Innovation Hub, and I'm excited to see what you're able to do with this nonprofit program. I will share my screen now, and I'll walk you through a couple examples of what are your career options if you decide to transition into the technology space. What does your income potential look like? What are some of the skill sets that you will need? But also, what was my career journey? So I'm gonna kick it off by talking about the organization that I work for. So I'm based in Jersey City, New Jersey. My company that I work for is based out of New York City, and it's a healthcare technology company where we focus on supporting patients get faster drugs and supporting pharmaceutical companies in the development process. So we use technology and innovation and AI to drive the growth of clinical trials, which is basically what you use to test out a drug. We're currently located in over 130 countries and with over 2,700 employees. So this should tell you that if you do develop your skill sets and you do transition into technology, there's a lot of industries and spaces that you can actually work in. Our focus within Metadata, again, is to support different infectious disease areas, right? So if you're a person that's interested in healthcare, you're passionate about helping people live better and healthier lives, you can actually do that through a technology lens. I'll talk to you a little bit more about my career journey and how I ended up where I am today. So I went to school in Philadelphia in the United States. I was lucky enough to get a 60% scholarship. So if anybody's interested in going to university abroad, there are a lot of universities that give you full scholarship, 60% scholarship if you can't afford, but you just need to know the right people that can help you apply and position you in a way that allows you to transition outside of Nigeria. I went to Drexel University where I did my bachelor's in biomedical engineering. Biomedical engineering is a degree that allows you to work in biomechanics, biomaterials, and tissue engineering, and a whole different types of spaces. During my time at Drexel University, I did an internship in sales and marketing. So I didn't get an engineering internship initially, I got a business internship. And I learned the skill sets of business development, I learned the skill sets of analytics, and I used that opportunity to present my CV and position myself to transition into data analytics and product management. Data analytics is where you take large sets of data and you do analysis to identify how to best make decisions. Product management teaches you how to build products, so software products that basically help you manage client requirements. It could be a website, so product management could really fall under any software products that you build. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I applied for different programs, and because I had a bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering, but I didn't have a bachelor's degree in computer science or software engineering, I had to work really hard to try and find a company that would allow me to get into a software role. I was lucky enough to get into IQVIA, which is a very large healthcare technology company, where I started out as a business applications analyst. I worked in application support. I did some work in technology support. Application support is basically a field where they're using a software product and the product breaks down and you're the one that receives the inquiries and you help them solve the problem. So you work with the developers, you work with quality assurance, people that fix it, and you help them resolve the issue. It's a good field for anybody that doesn't have any experience in technology and they're looking to get their foot in the door. And then I got promoted and I got to manage a team. As a senior business applications analyst, I transitioned to a role that we call release management, which is where you control the process in which the software is built. So you're the one that oversees the delivery of these steps. So like from the software programmers that develop the programs, to the individuals to the people in quality assurance that test out the product, the software, to the client delivery, right? So overseeing that entire process. I worked there for a couple of years, then I transitioned myself now into AI, and I'm working now in data science, where we take large sets of data and we use algorithms and we do analysis, and we use that information to help support pharmaceutical companies to better design how they make their drugs, to better design what patients to focus on, right? So it's a different way of applying yourself in technology, but also in healthcare. As I'm speaking through these terms, I know not everybody will understand some of what this means, but what I want to highlight in this is that if you don't have a background in technology, if you don't have maybe you have more interest in biology and you're working, or you don't have an education at all, technology has a lot of spaces where you can apply yourself depending on your personality and your type. So the focus and the focus is really to figure out a way to transition yourself, right? This is my story. I know it's not going to be the same for everybody. I know everybody listening to this is based in Nigeria, and your development process will be different. But what I want to highlight here is that it's very possible, right? If you really work hard, there's a lot of possibilities and there's opportunities for you if you decide to pursue a career in technology. Nigeria is actually one of the top 3 countries driving the growth of technology in Africa. So Nigeria is the perfect place for you if you're going to look to develop the technology skills. In the next 5 to 10 years, those skills, most companies are going to be looking for people that have software development skills, have business analytics skills, have data science skills. So if you position yourself early now, whether you're 15, you're 16, you're 20, or you've already graduated, you can really position yourself in a way that can take advantage of this opportunity that comes. The market size of Nigeria is very large. So if you do start a company in the technology space, whether you're doing digital marketing, you're doing web design, there's a lot of people that you can provide your services to. If you learn how to develop a business, you learn how to package your skill set and position yourself in a way that allows you to get clients. In 2019, there was about $491.6 million that was invested in the African tech startup market. So there's a large market that's available for you. There's a lot of private investors, there's larger skilled investors. They're all available to support your business ideas. When we're based, I'm originally from Adamawa. I'm from the northeast part of Nigeria. I understand our development is a lot more behind, our educational resources are behind, our access to data and internet is behind. But the one investment you can make if you do find an investment is really investing in internet and developing yourself in technology skills, because that can really position you in a different way. The unfortunate part is also there's a very small amount of women that are in the STEM field. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. What we find is that even if you get extra education, people that get extra education, people that get no education, they tend to not go into technology. A lot of these reasons is because of cultural bias, right? We have, like for myself, being a woman going into engineering, most people will say that, okay, like this is a field predominantly for men, you should go for medicine, right? Or sometimes they'll say, oh, you shouldn't pursue this because you should focus on getting married. Remember, you can do all of it at one time, right? There's no limitation that you put unless the limitation you put on yourself. So technology fundamentally as an industry is such a big industry that it will open so many doors for you if you really focus. You can not only get the opportunity to develop those skill sets, but you can also find opportunities globally that will help you grow. So don't underestimate the power of stepping into the space, but also don't allow people to speak into what you don't want for yourself. Because even after you choose, once you get through the process, you do get married or you do listen to people's advice that say you're not capable, it's still your life, right? And if you're excited about problem solving, you have that personality, you're eager to learn, know that the technology space is there to take you on board and also compensate you highly. I'll talk about a couple spaces that you can focus on depending on where your interests are. These are just 3 career options. There are a lot more career options that you can search online and start learning about. But what I'll talk to you about is programming, project management, and UI and UX design. This aligns with 3 different types of personality. Programming is somebody that's very logic-based, that loves problem solving, right? That you just enjoy the iteration. And even if you don't like it, you can still learn to like it, right? Project management is somebody that's more aligns with people that like communication, they like organization, they're good at organizational skills. They're strategic. They want to understand technical, but they also want to understand business. And then UI and UX design is really for the creative personality. Somebody that likes that likes arts and sciences, but they can apply themselves in technology. I'm going to focus in the next couple of slides in project management because that's the space that I work in. But I will say that in programming, if you take some time to go online, there are so many roles today and jobs that you can find. If you take the time to study JavaScript, HTML, SQL, Python, these are all technology programming skills that most companies are looking to hire. And even if you can't find, again, something in Nigeria, you can always find something in Ghana, South Africa, or even abroad, right? It opens a lot more doors for you if you are a developer. Project management, again, is a skill that you can work on different roles, right? There's business analyst, there's project manager, program manager. it's really about just delivery management, like learning how to oversee the delivery of projects, understanding what everybody's saying in the room, and being able to communicate that well. And then last but not least, UI and UX design. UI design is basically user experience and user interface. A user experience or user interface is when you use your phone, for example. What is the experience of you going on your phone? Is it easy for you to get to WhatsApp, right? Is it easy for you to get to check the time, right? How is the phone designed to make your experience easier? When you're focusing on UI and UX design, a lot of it is focused on collaboration, design framing, prototyping, doing research, but there are a lot of roles that you can tap into, right? So you can get into analytics, you can get into interaction design, visual communication, front-end engineering, right? That all adds into sort of how you can develop your skill sets to find the type of jobs that you're interested in. So remember, technology is everywhere and technology is in everything. How can you position yourself in a way that develops your career in that path, right? So just know that it's open to everybody, and we need, again, to have more women in STEM. So project management, this is what I do, right? I work in data science, and our company takes large sets of data and then they develop machine learning algorithms that basically standardize the data and make it and position it in a way that we can get valuable insights. So my goal as a project manager is to make sure that everybody that works with this data set that develops a final product finishes it on time. I have to have a schedule that I can manage people. I need to look at where their risk areas, the health of the project. I also need to report it to the higher leadership. Your skill sets as a project manager really ties into leadership. Leadership is effective communication. There are a couple of books that I'll recommend if you want to grow your communication skills. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You can find that on PDF online. There's another book called Everybody Communicates, Few Connect by John Maxwell. Again, you can Google that and find that online. But these are all books that teach you how to manage, how to be an effective communicator and how to be an influencer as well. You also have to have strategic thinking. You need to understand what is the longer term impact of this project. How can I improve the way I deliver projects to make sure they're fast? And how can I add value in business? Any role you take in life, your goal should always walk in as how can I add the most value that I'm getting paid in? If you're able to do that, people will pay you and pay you and pay you and pay you more than you expect and you imagine. So always remember that. Where can you get to learn some of these skill sets, right? What I've come to realize is that there's a lot of resources online that is available to train you. The internet is your world. It's a world that's vast and is accessible to all. The only thing you need to do is invest in data. And data is expensive. I know data is expensive in Nigeria. It's not easy, but it will be worth your while. There are online courses like Code Academy, edX, LinkedIn Learning, Udacity, Coursera, and Khan Academy that offer free classes in courses that you're interested in. My recommendation for you after this session is to go back and sit down and talk to a mentor that you have, maybe within the Last Innovation Hub or whoever you're close to, and sit down and define the career track that you're interested in. Then take a step back and evaluate what are the skill sets that I need to develop. Do I need to learn programming? Do I need to learn design? Do I need to learn project management? Or do I even need to do something different, right? Should I get into product management? Should I get into technology support? Maybe I have good customer service skills, right? Can I use that in technology support since it's an easier way to get into technology? Based on that, define the classes that you can take and then start planning your day. You can do this from your home, from your phone, and take step by step to be successful in doing this. There are other training programs that are located in Nigeria that you can take advantage of. A lot of people are familiar with Andela, but if you're not familiar, Andela is a very large technology company that's funded by Facebook. And what Andela does is you can qualify to be a world-class developer, and they will pay you salary as well. If you learn, they'll take you into a 4-year program where you learn how to be a software programmer, and as you're building your skills, you're also getting paid. There's another program called Lambda School Africa. Lambda School Africa trains you to become a developer in 9 months, and you don't have to pay them any salary. You don't have to pay them any money to go to school, and they will start charging you once you get a job. Last but not least, there's also another program called Resplash. It's a mentor-led scholarship program, particularly for women, that teaches you how to code, but also teaches you how to build and run a startup. These are just a few of many programs that you can learn about. If you're interested in more, just send me an email after this conversation and we can follow up from there. Why should you decide to pursue technology as your career, as you're developing yourself or in your education? A lot of us are interested in medicine. I was interested in medicine, right? Most women tend to go into healthcare space. Technology is the future. Technology is the new oil. It's a skill set that if you develop, it will take you far. The value with technology is that you can actually earn a lot of money. You can make a lot of money if you decide to get into this space. I'll give you the statistics in America. I'm not saying necessarily this will be how much will be in Nigeria. It will have to be adjusted. But I know in America, when you graduate with a software engineering degree or you graduate with computer science and you get a software engineering role, you can make up to $80,000 to $100 and something thousand just as an undergrad. When you convert that to Naira, that's $80,000 times 450 or whatever the exchange rate is. You may not make that much in Nigeria, but you will make more than the average. There's also a lot of opportunity for you to do remote freelance work. Remote freelance work is basically when you can work from home. So if you're a mother, you have kids, you have a family, you're not allowed to go outside or you have constraints, you can actually they'll pay you to sit down at home on your computer and do work for them. You also have remote full-time work. Right now, I'm working from home. Everything I do, I can do on my computer. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go to office. I don't have to do anything. I can work from my computer and I get paid that way. But it also opens you doors to global opportunities. There are end-to-end opportunities around the world that you can have access to. If you don't want to leave Africa, you have Ghana, you can go to South Africa, you can go to Kenya, you can go to so many different hubs that technology opens doors to. You can go to the UK, you can go to UAE, Dubai, depending on what you're looking for. Technology also is across multiple industries. So if you want to work in healthcare, you want to work in construction, you want to work in aviation, whatever your interest is, there's always a technology department. So it gives you doors that can adjust to your schedule and increases your flexibility. So please take this into consideration as you're choosing your career path. I want to end by just again thanking everybody for listening today. I hope you've learned a little bit more about a career in technology. I want to thank again Abubakar for inviting me here to speak. And if you have again any questions, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. And I can connect with you or send me an email if you have any sort of follow-up questions that I can support. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.